Welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Hauman. Today, we're continuing our series on panic attacks using our Reveal, Reset, Renew framework. In our previous episode, we revealed that panic attacks are triggered by a sense of danger. They are the outflow of your body's sensitized, overloaded alarm system. We discussed how panic is not weakness, but rather a misfiring mechanism that was created for your survival. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, I encourage you to go back and do so now. It sets the stage for our episode today, the reset phase. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
Let me begin today with this analogy. Imagine a thunderstorm rolls in. It's sudden, loud, chaotic, lightning flashing. The wind rattles the windows. And then your dog starts pacing, shaking, filled with fear, looking for a place to hide. Well, that's what a panic attack feels like. It's like a storm inside your body. It's terrifying. Now picture yourself stepping into a quiet room, closing the door, turning on soft music, wrapping your scared dog in a blanket, and whispering calmly, "It's going to be okay." That's what a nervous system reset is all about. Creating safety, thinking rightly, and taking action. Intentionally calming your internal storm. So let's talk about what you can do in the moment of a panic attack, the steps that you can take in that moment before your symptoms take control. Because in the middle of that experience, when a wave of panic hits, it's really difficult in that moment to simply think your way to feeling safe. The sensations are far too overwhelming. So you must be prepared. You must have a plan in place to regulate your body first. And that's exactly what we're going to review today. For this to be effective, you must be ready with your tools in place in order to successfully navigate the challenge. Think of this like practicing before a game, or a dress rehearsal before a show, or your homework before a test in school. You already know that these experiences are necessary for your success. In the area of preparation for a panic attack, it's no different. To reset your nervous system's response, we need some tools, some prepared techniques, already practiced and in place in order for you to succeed. It's kind of like taking a defensive driving course or learning a counterattack in wrestling so that your opponent doesn't take you down. You learn the maneuver and then you practice so that you're prepared when the time comes. So let's talk through several of these techniques, and I encourage you to learn them, practice them, and then you'll be prepared and confident when a panic attack strikes. First, we'll discuss controlled breathing. It's free, it's always accessible, and it's very effective. Now, there are many techniques out there. Personally, I recommend the 4-7-8 method. Simply breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. You can count them off yourself or in your head. Next, hold your breath, the one you just brought in, for 7 seconds. And then breathe out through the mouth slowly for 8 seconds. If you'd like, you can add a sigh sound to the exhale for greater effect in stimulating your vagus nerve. Do this repeatedly for 2 to 3 minutes. Practice this controlled breathing technique every day until it becomes so natural that you no longer need to consciously count the numbers. Then you can move on and add the next technique I call the countdown to calm. This technique is like a mental cutoff switch. It's intentional and deliberate. It directs your mind away from the symptoms that are hijacking your thoughts, and it engages the executive functions of the prefrontal cortex. That's your thinking brain. And so, doing this turns down the volume, so to speak, in the other areas of your brain, specifically the amygdala and the limbic system. Those are the areas of your brain that send the danger signal. So just like my example from last episode in the old hospital fire alarm, I can overrule the danger signal by reminding myself, telling myself that I am not in danger. Here's how it works. Focus your mind intently on counting backward from 20 with slow and deliberate breaths at each number. Visualize each number in your mind. You can make it your favorite color, and then focus on the number intently. Visualize it. You will be calm before you reach 0. A third technique is particularly helpful for those who feel like they're no longer in physical control of their body. It's a mental exercise that you can perform in the moment. It's free, and it can help you feel in control of your body by using your 5 senses. It grounds you in your present reality. It does not allow you to drift to a false, fear-filled future. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Immediately stop and name 5 things that you can see. Then name 4 things that you can touch. Then name 3 things that you can hear. And then 2 things that you can smell. And finally, 1 thing that you can taste. It takes those senses and brings them into the present moment. This exercise anchors your mind to the now. That's a place where panic has much less power. The final technique I want to discuss in this episode is surprising to some, but it is backed by science as well. Call it the cold water reset. It can be activated by splashing cold water on your face, holding an ice cube on your neck, or even a brief cold shower if that's available. All of these actions can activate the diving reflex. That's a survival reflex that God provided to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, to slow your breathing and your heart rate. It is a physiological built-in calming mechanism. It shifts you from panic to peace by involuntary parasympathetic regulation. Pretty incredible. God's design is remarkable. I agree with David in Psalm 139:14, where he wrote, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Practice these things and find what technique is most effective for you and which one resonates with you, your circumstances, and your surroundings at the time. Then, my friend, after the storm and the wave of panic has passed, it's important to remember gentle movement. Chemically speaking, part of what happens with panic is an adrenaline surge, but without an outlet. So if you just ran from a charging tiger and you're now safe, well, the adrenaline did its job. But in modern day, if you're sitting at your desk with an overdue bill and panic strikes, well, there's no immediate physical outlet. So if you have that, get up, let your body move, stretch, shake out your arms, do wall push-ups, something to help metabolize the adrenaline, the stress hormones, and the chemicals that are coursing through your system. You say, fantastic, the storm has passed. Now you feel safe, but you ask yourself, well, when will the next storm arrive? So let's talk about how to reduce panic long term. And this is where the real work of reset begins, because the goal isn't just to survive panic attacks, it's to create a life where they lose their grip on your world. So let's cover the basics, some things that you can control. First, blood sugar stability. Huge fluctuations in blood sugar can mimic or feel like panic. They can trigger an attack. So start your day with protein. It sets the tone for steady energy and a stable, nourished nervous system. Eat balanced meals with protein, fat, and fiber. Don't skip meals and avoid high sugar, high caffeine combinations. Second, nutritional and supplemental support. As always, I advise you to speak with your healthcare provider before you implement any new products or supplement routine. If you're interested in some guidance, see the Aslan Health protocols on my website for more details regarding dosing, timing, and products. But for panic symptoms, generally, my recommendations are as follows. Magnesium glycinate, it helps to calm your nerves. L-theanine, it promotes alpha brain waves and modulates your neurotransmitters. GABA, which is gamma-aminobenzoic acid, it's an important inhibitory neurotransmitter. And of course, the B-complex vitamins, and in their most bioavailable forms. They are critical for stress resilience, and they factor in all the pertinent biochemical pathways involved in this process. And then finally, I add adaptogens if necessary. There's information there available for you if you're interested. Next, and mandatory, is a focus on sleep restoration. Panic and poor sleep feed each other. If you want to eliminate panic from your life, you must practice good sleep hygiene. This, at a minimum, includes consistent bedtime, no screens about an hour or so before sleep, blackout curtains and noise reduction if needed, and avoiding stimulants like caffeine 8 hours before sleep. Sleep is mandatory. God made it so. You must honor His design or suffer the consequences, exacerbating panic being one of those consequences. Along with sleep and linked to it, reduce digital overstimulation. Your nervous system was not designed to process the constant input of 1,000 notifications each day. Create some screen-free times in your life, for example, in the morning when you first wake up, or meal times so that you can concentrate on eating, and then again the hour or so before bed. You will be surprised how much more calm your baseline becomes. Finally, anchor yourself in truth. Fear tells you lies like you're not safe, you're not okay, you're broken, these things will never stop. But Jesus reminds us in John 14:27, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Speak truth out loud. Use the biblical affirmations, the scripture verses I provided as a download in the previous lesson. They're there for your guidance. Or create a peace playlist of your own. Reminders of the truth that you can read or listen to when fear, anxiety, or panic come knocking. Let me offer you another analogy, one that may help you here. Imagine you're training or retraining a rescue dog. For years, this animal has lived in fear, flinching at sudden sounds, reacting to every threat. But you're the new owner, and you love the animal. You're patient. You don't yell. You don't punish. You sit quietly. You speak softly. You create a place of safety and peace. And slowly, the dog begins to learn to trust you. That's like your nervous system, scared and on edge, scanning for threats and dangers. The choice is yours. If you want to make your life better, it takes a little effort, some practice, and a little time. But like that rescued animal, you can learn a new way. So, here's your reset challenge for this week. First, choose one of the calming practices we discussed today and use it daily so that it is readily available for you when you need it. 2. Begin a bedtime routine that honors your need for rest and recovery. 3. Identify one lie that panic tells you, and then replace that lie with the truth. For example, if the voice that you hear is saying, I can't handle this, tell yourself the truth instead. God is with me. This moment will pass. Remember, you're not stuck. You're being reset and rewired, retrained and renewed. Maybe not all at once, but day by day, choice by choice, in the power of the author of life and the giver of grace. Just like he calmed the storm for the disciples in the boat, he can calm the storm inside of you. And that, my friend, is truth. In the next episode, we move into the final phase of this series, Renew. How to build and maintain a life of peace, purpose, and resilience after panic no longer controls you. But until then, may his peace remain with you, my friend. This is Dr. Mike with the Aslan Health Podcast, serving him by serving you.